So I did follow through on going to see Halloween. I saw it before my DJ gig.
Which is good because you didn't follow through on Garfield and Peanuts, but neither did I, so I can't really give you
No,
crap on that
but we will hold each other to that till the end of time.
at some point.
I did see Halloween, but before I jump into my thoughts, and I have a few, I DJ'd a costume party downtown on Broadway, which is like the Las Vegas of Nashville, right?
Is that
I
the one?
DJ'd
Did you do the rooftop?
the rooftop party, yeah. It was so fun. I dressed as the Green Ranger. The costume was so funny because it had in all these built-in muscles. I initially tried on a Woody costume, but dude, it rode up my ass so far. It just was so uncomfortable, and then it looked like I was smuggling bananas in my shorts, and there was more than a snake in my boots. So I wound up going with the Green Ranger. I didn't bring the helmet with me because I need to be able to see what I'm doing while I'm DJing, right? Mm-hmm. But dude, it was so much fun. I have a full vlog coming on that soon that I'm still editing right now. I'm so far behind on stuff.
Funny enough, we're both part of the Dress Like Tommy from Power Rangers Club, because
Yeah.
I also dressed like the Green Ranger, but at the time I was 9, 8,
Thanks. You're making me feel great about myself.
and
Who
my
did
mom
you-
made the costume.
That's sick.
Yeah,
So-
Joanne's Fabric used to sell the patterns, so she actually made the Tommy green shield, so it was
Wow.
a layer above the other part of the costume.
I'm like the DJing and on air like is what I do for a living. It's not what you do for a living, but you also DJ'd a gig that night.
I did, and it also was a costume party.
How did this come about, dude?
Well, so a dad's friend, he had a costume party / birthday party, and I think it was the most ill-prepared thing. It was just like, hey, you're DJing, and hey, you're gonna get paid for it. Okay, I'll do it. I'm broke.
Deal. Yeah, you're
And-
like, I'll just put songs in a playlist. Here we go.
Well, so the first thing he goes, all right, you're gonna get the songs ready. This is the kind of style we want,
Yeah.
and I think they wanted early '90s dance music and '90s, '80s, and I'm like, that's perfect. You live to do those ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then a few weeks go by. I don't really know about the sound setup. I haven't messed with virtual DJ forever.
Now, did they expect you to bring your own gear as far as like sound and lights
No,
and stuff?
no.
Okay.
Luckily, they had that taken care of. But I didn't know until
Because you could charge premium for that. Just saying.
that's true. But then, a couple days before the event, I'm sent this massive playlist of songs that they've checked and crossed out from top hits of each year. So I'm like, well, that pretty much cuts out any part of me trying to figure out and read the room.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a good, but then I also found it's kind of a bad thing. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
So I get all the songs. Luckily, that Time Top 100 of each year download had most of the stuff that was needed. So I'm like, this thing is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
So I got like 6 hours worth of music, and I'm like, wow.
You're like,
they basically,
you think-
they're like, oh, well, basically, I got everything taken care of in front of me. Well, I get there, and it starts getting later in the night as I've started playing a bunch of different stuff. Gets down to the point where I'm playing songs, and then I'm getting this cut. Like, some of the people on the phone don't want to hear that song. And I'm like, well, it's on your list.
Yeah.
And then I've gotten to the other points where I'm like, all right, I know I'm running out of stuff here, and now you're rejecting the songs that you wanted.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to make a guess based on what's there and what they liked of other stuff. And then I'm basically striking out on all those ones. Like,
Happens,
maybe they
man.
had thought of it and then didn't want that either. So then I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah.
And then, like, I get ones recommended and then immediately told from the same person, cut that one off. And I'm like, so, like, what do you do?
All right, hold on. This is super pissing me off right now because I had something like this happen to me just the other night, but I've also had this happen to me at a school before. So what I like to do when I DJ at proms or homecomings or whatever, I like to cater the event to them, obviously, right? Like this is their special night. So I don't necessarily tell them to give me like a huge list of songs. Just give me the cliff notes. I can fill in the rest. Like this is what I do, right? This school went above and beyond. I got like 4 Excel spreadsheets full of music. Yeah, super
That's what
obnoxious.
I had. I had like 13 scanned
now
pages.
I go to play a song on their list because it's gonna match up perfect with what I'm already playing and what I'm planning to play next. And they, excuse me, and they boo. I got booed. So it can be a hothead sometimes. I spun back the song and I said, "This was on y'all's list. This is on you." And then I scratched in the next song and they went crazy. But yeah, some things like that they get me upset, man, because it's like you're telling me this is what you want, but then you don't. It's like, then go to bed.
Yes.
Just leave the party.
Now, do you take? Obviously, I think at this point you probably have tuned it out. But when it's a track that you really like,
You see,
and
with
it
that,
gets told to cut,
I've always been like, that's why DJing is also a job, right? As fun as it can be, oh, you get paid to party, this, and that. Sure, but it's also work, because at the end of the day, you're not playing for yourself. You're always playing for somebody else. You're their service, you know? So it's a tough line. You gotta just find the right compromise. And, dude, I could do a full podcast just about this kind of stuff, man. There's just so much to it, so much still for me to learn, obviously. But I have a pretty good knowledge of it, and it goes hand in hand with being a on-air radio talent too. So
now I will say that the Nightmare on Elm Street costume that you gave me before you moved,
I was wondering where you got that. I was like looking in my boxes here, and I was like, do I have that still? Because I'll just wear it and not go buy one. I had totally forgotten until you just brought that up that I gave that to you. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, well, I had an additional glove and a hat, but you had the actual sweater part. Though it was so cold and rainy. Like, it was terrible on the roads. Like, you couldn't see the lines because there was so much water and rain on there. But I almost wore the Easter Bunny costume that I have.
Dude, that's a cool
just
costume,
because it was so warm. That's true. And someday we will tell the story of the making of the Easter Bunny versus Jesus Christ's Resurrection Snoop parody that is lost to the ages because of a hard drive that got dragged down the hallway.